my first dating experience, my first love, my first everything, first boy I kissed, first person I thought this was love with, Now I'm in matric, we dating. Then we broke up. Then he's like, listen, I'm moving away to another country. Girl, he said another country. Go to Facebook, change my relationship status. Lindiwe Dlamini is in a relationship with first love. I was just like, sir, excuse me, what do you mean? Were you drunk? I don't understand. Dimalang, and welcome back to Random Thoughts. My name is Lindiwe Dlamini. Y'all can call me crazy. And welcome back. If you're new here, then it's just welcome, not welcome back. So today I'm doing a little story time. Yes, I know, once again. There are about 3 people who say, congratulations, mate. Oh, we've always known. Love this for you. I don't know what they said, but like 3 people who were like, yeah. And then another message from him, his account, saying, me and Lindiwe have never been and will never be in a relationship. She is crazy. I said, now I don't understand. I don't understand, because as far as I know, I gave up a whole potential relationship because you are my first love, because we could not let this go. I particularly remember you saying you can't go to another country without having completely resolved this. We need to give this one more try. I remember us growing up together. I remember, like, is this all in my head? Am I a crazy person? I don't understand. So yeah, I'm trying to WhatsApp him, like, yo, what's going on? He blocked me. I think that was the first and only time, not only, but it was the first time then that I had ever been blocked. So I didn't even understand, like, what is going on? Is he not answering my messages? Did he change his profile picture? What's going on? I'm trying to call him, I'm trying to Skype him, none of the things are going through. I'm so confused, guys. You don't understand. That time I have to prepare for finals. Because now it's after the farewell, it's finals time. My head is stormed with, what does he mean? I don't understand. At some point on WhatsApp, I get a message from him saying, hey, listen, I met this girl. She's the one who's been sending you these messages because I'm in a relationship with her. Soon as I get the message, I'm out here trying to type. Message doesn't go through. I'm like, now I don't understand. I guess I wasn't technologically savvy at the time, but he literally unblocked me to send that message and then blocked me again because she was watching. I was like, Mr. Sir, this is not making sense. Sending me messages on Facebook and whatnot, not understanding us here. At some point, this girl, let's call her, I don't know what to call her. I have such strong bad feelings against her. It's been a very long time, but I'm still like, I don't like her. Let's call her girl I don't like, because I can't think of a better word. My dogs are so loud. So girl I don't like is like, listen, you get your claws off my man. He's my man. He's never been yours. You crazy. Oh, you crazy. She's calling me all kinds of words. And I'm just like, wait, I don't understand. Now this is happening throughout the December, January, right? And no, like December. And I'm just like confused, like, are we still a thing? Are you with her now? Wait, I don't understand. I was so confused throughout that entire time. I remember even when I got my results, my matric results, my mom can attest to this, I was not the happiest person because there was so much on my mind. He was the person I wanted to share the stuff with, Anything that ever happened to him, anything that ever happened to me, we were the first to go to each other. And I didn't have that, and it was sad all around. And so at some point, I guess I accepted, Putin. I guess you move to another country, you meet hotter girls, and you forget about your first love. That is just what it is. Deal with it and move on. Now there was a prospect of moving to another city, varsity, all that. So I had to move with the times. My first love was my first heartbreak. So Kishapo, I go now to this new city, and I'm in varsity, and here and there he'll unblock me and ask, hey, how have you been, how's school, you coping? And I'd be like, it's rough. I hope you're okay. And then more and more, you started speaking a bit more, kind of ignoring the fact that you left me, cheated on me, had your girl break up with me, tore my heart out. But how are you doing, friend? Because we were friends before and after everything. We were friends. But how are you doing, friend? And so it started becoming a bit more frequent. And I remember towards the end, one of our last messages, he was saying, I'm so tired of this girl, whatever, whatever. And I was so mad. Like, how dare you have the audacity to come to me, and come tell me about the problems you've been having with this girl? Because, and this is what I said to him. I said, you broke up with me for a reason. There's a reason you fell for her. And so find that, go back to that, and try to make this girl happy. Because you made a choice. Now you have to live with it. And from that point, I started pushing him away. Not in the sense that I wouldn't talk to him, but I'd be like, don't come at me with those problems. Like, talk to me about school is hard, because I can relate. Talk to me about I miss home, because I can relate. But don't come talk to me with those shenanigans, because it's a bit disrespectful at this point. And you've made you made your choice blatantly. You made your choice sternly and assertively, and I'm not here for that part. Not that part. So okay, Shapo. Days go by, weeks go by, and so we had a study room at the place where I stayed. We had a study room that was upstairs. But there was a bunch of us. There was maybe 5 or 6 of us that would study at the same time. It was our study room. Anyone else would try to come in and we'd be like, and who is you? We were the study bunch. It was nice. And I remember, so one of the guys that we also grew up with, right? Let's call him Pretty Face, because he's very close to Pretty Face. Pretty Face used to tease me all the time. While this guy was away, he'd be like, hey, did you hear First Love is back in town or back in the country? And I'd be like, what? Only to find that he's joking. Or he'd be like, hey, I heard you guys are getting engaged. You and First Love are getting engaged. And I'd be like, oh, boys, stop. These little things every now and again. He would send those things every now and again. I'd be like, boys, stop. I know you're joking. So there's one time I'm sitting up in the study room. And Pretty Face is like, hey, I'm really sorry. Are you okay? And I'm like, boy, I'm fine. What do you mean? And he's like, I don't know if you've heard, but Lindsay, First Love passed away, right? And I'm like, boy, stop playing. Because I'm thinking, this is what he does. This is just our thing. He says something outrageous. I believe it for a second, and then I'm like, boy, stop. So he's like, no, First Love passed away. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And I'm trying to study. I remember I was writing that Thursday, and something in me kept on going, check on him. And it had been maybe 2 days since we had spoken. And so I go onto WhatsApp and I'm like, hey, Pretty Face is making jokes. Are you okay? Doesn't answer. I'm like, okay, maybe it's the time difference. But then in my head, I'm also thinking, no, because this used to be the time that I would call him and this would be after class. So I don't even understand what's going on. And I text him again, doesn't answer. Something says go to Facebook. So I want to send him a message on Facebook. Instead, I go to his wall and I'm scrolling through and I'm seeing RIP, gone too soon, I miss you already, from all his friends and stuff. And I'm just, boy, stop playing. Boy, stop playing. I don't understand. And it was confirmed to me that he did pass away and that it was suicide. I don't think, I was gonna say, no, I've lived and more things have happened in life and I've become stronger, but at the time I don't think anything has broken me in that way. My whole world dissolved. I heard nothing. I remember tears streaming down my face, and my friends in the room, my study gang, asking, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I couldn't get the words to explain what was happening. It felt like someone had me by the throat and I was trying to speak and I couldn't. I had no words. The shock of it was intense. It was like nothing I've ever, it felt like I left my body and my body was just sitting there trying to absorb everything and I was just not there. And so he passed away. He killed himself. And I think once I started processing everything, the guilt that consumed me was like, I've probably never felt any emotion that strongly. Just because, as I said, towards the end, I was just like, don't talk to me about your problems because of my hurt. Nah, obviously I was young. I didn't process emotions the way I do now, but I blatantly said, you dug yourself in that hole. I will not be there for you under these circumstances. And it felt like at the time, even though we grew up together and we were friends, my love was conditional. And I've carried that with me since it happened. I wrote him letters. I've grieved. I'm okay now. I was very angry. I was so mad because I just felt like we grew up together. You know, despite everything, we were friends. And you should have reached out to me. And I think he did. And I pushed him away when he needed me most. You know, I think he could talk to certain people about certain things, but he knew he could talk to me about these things. And I was like, no. And ever since then, I've kind of attracted really depressed people. I think I've just become so much more empathetic to problems that other people may not maybe take as people might not understand the intensity of people's emotions. I pay a bit more attention. I read between the lines more. I don't force myself, but I do know that it started and stemmed from the guilt that I felt after that happened. And I promised myself, no matter how hard life gets, you know, I'll live for the both of us. It's going to be worth living. It'll be worth it in the end. But not only that, that I will try to be there as much as I can for anyone who feels there is no one else for them to cry out to. And that is why I take so much cack from people, because I'm always thinking, what if that's it? What if I'm the final, if they don't talk to me, that's it? You know, I try to be nice and kind, and no matter what kind of day I'm going through, I don't want to take it out on strangers. I don't want to give off bad energy. I don't want to be the final straw that pushes someone, or not be the final straw that could pull someone back to life. You know, so on that sad note, I would like to encourage everyone to just mind your words, mind your actions. Even if it's to complete strangers, you really don't know. You really don't know what people are going through. And it takes nothing of you to be just a bit more sensitive, or just a bit more understanding, empathetic, tolerant of other people. Maybe not to be so quick to lash out at people, or, you know, who really have who are really not deserving of those negative emotions from you. It started from guilt, it stemmed from guilt, but I'm happy that I get to help people now. And it was just a very tragic story, you know, and grief comes in waves. There's points where you're like, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. I've forgiven. I've grieved. I've cried. You know, and one day it just hits you out of nowhere. And if you've never experienced that, guys, they just try to be a bit more aware of the things we say, of the things we do. And That's my random thought for today. So on that note, I will see you on the next one. Bye.